Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. I thought I'd throw a quick video out for you all today. You may have been following me on Instagram, and if so, you saw that last weekend I went to a kind of a pre-estate sale. It was a kind of a private invitation, and it was wonderful. And I added to my wheel fleet. I added 3 wheels. The light wood wheels are the 3 that I picked up. 2 of them are now in operating order, and the one on the far right will be in operating order soon. I just have to replace the footman assembly. And that's on order. It has to come from Colorado, so it's going to take a little while to get here. But everything else is usable. So, which while I was researching these wheels, and then I started spinning with them to see what I liked, and it made me think about the most common question that I get. People are purchasing spinning wheels. They want to buy a spinning wheel. It's oftentimes hard for people to find wheels where they live because there's not a lot to just go out and try. So I was going to kind of go over. Now I have basically at least one of every style that is out there, other than the Great Wheel, which actually I might have in the not too distant future. My friend might be getting it. We saw it at the estate sale. It was in really good condition, but I couldn't fit it in my vehicle, and nor could she. But we may go back for that one, but I digress. So wheels, how do you decide what the right wheel is for you? So things to consider. The first thing is, well, the first thing is price, really. I would say, you know, how much money do I have to spend? So am I going to buy something new or something used? And if I'm going to buy something used, then how old and, you know, how much do I understand about how to repair a wheel potentially? So all of the wheels that I got did require repair, but very, very minimal repairing. In fact, most of them broke when I tested them at home, so I didn't think they needed any repair when I was looking at them. But let's start with this one very briefly. Well, actually, this one is for people who have knee problems, foot problems, potentially even back problems. You know, you have to sit in a particular chair. So e-spinners, all different types out there. I have the probably least expensive one because I don't e-spin as much. I really do love the non-electric sense that the wheel gives me. So, but this is wonderful. This is an EEW6. I do use it. I do love it. I just prefer the non-electric. But this absolutely, I sprained my ankle a couple years ago, and this was definitely a go-to. This one you see me use the most. This is the wheel that I love. And something I want to point out to you is when you choose a wheel, and I always say it just depends on what's comfortable for you. This is called a castle style wheel. It has a smaller footprint. Its neighbor here, see how much space this takes up? The castle wheel, just flip this up on its end here, and here we have it. So this wheel is vertically constructed. The other things that you consider are how much space you have. So I like the castle wheel because it doesn't take up that much space. So you have more room for your dog to play. And then the other considerations are, you know, okay, well, do I want a single treadle or a double treadle? I prefer double treadle because I like to work with both of my feet, not just one all the time. So I'm distributing my load and I have a better feel with the double treadle. The other thing to consider is, are you a thin spinner? Are you a thick spinner? Do you want to spin art yarn? What are you looking to do with your wheel? And of course, being comfortable at your wheel. So I am a tall person, and when I sit at the wheel, I like my orifice height to be high. I like my knee I don't like to be sitting so low that, you know, my knees are bent up really high. So I put my chair at the highest level, and then I treadle. And this wheel for me is very, very comfortable. I can easily spin at this for 2 hours. I actually sometimes have to set a timer because I forget how long I've been doing it. So, and this is a Kromski Minstrel. And I love, this is a wheel that fits me beautifully. It is a double drive wheel, which is another thing to consider. So there's two types of drive bands. There's double drive and single drive. So with the double drive, you're going to have a band that crosses like a figure of 8. One is going to go on the bobbin, and the other one is going to go on a whirl that attaches to the bobbin. And then you're going to have a tensioner. Mine is here. I'll show you down at the end. The Schacht at the end can be set up as double or single drive. That pommel on the top adjusts the tension. So when you have that double drive wheel, there's always a way to adjust the tension. This is also a double drive wheel, and you adjust the tension here. And you turn this handle here to adjust the tension, and the tension is to help. The tension is the draw that you're going to get. So that is another consideration. So this wheel is good at spinning a wide variety of yarn. It has a jumbo flyer, so this is a regular flyer. It does have a jumbo flyer, so it can spin some thicker yarns, and you've seen me do some art yarn on it. It's not specifically designed for art yarn. It does spin thin very nicely. It spins thick and thin pretty well, but I would say if you're trying to spin like really big baubles and stuff, and that's like your go-to, you may want a different type of a wheel. But this one is what I really love. So now, moving down the line, this is also a double drive wheel. This is a Saxony style wheel, but it's actually called a Norwegian wheel, or a double table Norwegian wheel. I have no idea who made this wheel. This wheel, oops, looks like I got a little tangled here too. This wheel is designed for spinning thin. And I just started spinning with this last night. But the tension you adjust right here, and you have the double treadle, the double drive band. So it goes around the wheel, and it has the same setup as this one, where there is a whirl here, and then the bobbin. So one band goes around the bobbin, the other goes around the whirl. And here's my orifice here, and here's my fiber. Now you're going to have to forgive my treadling here, because my single treadle is not the greatest, but this is really good at spinning. See, I got to get going here. There we go. So this is really good at spinning thin, thin, thin. And you can see how cool this is. I know I got a little clack there, but it does spin really smooth though. It's making a noise, but it's not affecting the spinning at all. So you can see how I'm barely treadling. I mean, look how slowly my foot is moving, and look at how much twist. This is a high ratio, which is why this wheel is so good at spinning thin. And it took me like 5 seconds to figure this wheel out, because as you guys know, spinning thin is my default. So let's see if I can bring this off a little bit here. There we go. And here is a little ply back test, so you can see how beautiful this is. Look at that. I mean, it spins beautiful and consistent. And this is that Shropshire straight up that I just showed that video on Instagram that I combed. So I think I'm going to spin it on this wheel. I just love it. So this is an option. And the orifice for this one, see how the different height, see it's a lot lower. And that's why this wheel is so comfortable for me, because it's up higher and I'm a tall person. But this isn't too bad. So, there's one that's a lot lower that we'll come to. But I tend to like the higher orifice. So Kromski's work for me. This is another, the Kromski has the higher orifice, which I like. This is a beautiful wheel. You can adjust, if this wheel gets out of true, you can actually turn these, and you can adjust the wheel side to side here, but it's perfect right now. I messed with it last night, so I'm not going to change anything, but it slides side to side. All I had to do to get this wheel up and running was I took it all apart, I cleaned everything, I oiled everything, and all I had to do was put some leather on the footman there to reattach it, because it dry rotted. The first treadle I did, it snapped off, and it was good to go. It also has a distaff here, so if you like to spin flax, you can do that. The Kromski also has a distaff option. I don't have the distaff, but it would go right there. So if you're into that, those are two good wheels for that. I'm going to keep coming down the line here. So now we are into single drive wheel. This is the Kromski Sonata, and this is a single drive wheel. And how this wheel works is with Scotch tension. So now we get into an important discussion about tension. So on this wheel, the flyer, you put the bobbin on the flyer, there's no whirl that you take on and off at the end like the double drive wheel, so there's nothing on there. The different ratios are on the flyer, and then you slide this through like this. So, and it sets in there, you put on your drive band, choosing whatever ratio you want. And then on this side here, you see there's a little peg right here. Do you want to come around, or can you see from there? So there's a little peg here. And then this comes around and over the bobbin. And there's a little spring on the other side. So you can see this comes up and over the bobbin, and then through this little eye here, and then back to this little thumb screw in the front. So this is how you control the tension. This is the flyer driven. So the flyer is going to spin faster than the bobbin. The brake band is on the bobbin. So this is called a flyer driven. So when you treadle, this is going to, well, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get some. And I have a auto level winder on this one here, so you might hear that. So you can see now it's not drawing on because I don't have enough tension. Now I'm going to turn up the tension, and you see how it's starting to draw in? And you also see that the flyer is going really fast, and the bobbin is not moving as fast as the flyer. Do you see that? And so that is the flyer driven, and that's what Scotch tension is. And it's not Scottish, just in case anybody was wondering. But that is what you would see with this. I like Scotch tension. It's easy to manage. So now we're getting into the new wheels here. And so this wheel, this wheel is giving me fits. And we're going to try it right now. And you're going to see it as I see it, because it was giving me a fit last night. I was trying to spin on it, and you can see that I have this beautiful thin spin before I figured out that Irish tension is not made for spinning thin. So this is a single treadle wheel right here. So I only have one pedal, one treadle, and then this is a single drive band. And the thing that I did not love about the whole Irish tension is this band is specific for this wheel, and it came already together. And I can't adjust the tension. So if I put this way up here on this larger one, the tension is really, really tight. I mean, super tight. And the draw is really, really fast. I mean, it like yanks it out of your hand. So I did a little research, and Irish tension right here, this is what we have here. So the Irish tension, let me take this piece out, typically is a leather strap that comes over the orifice here, where it's in the mother of all. And so it sits over here, and you adjust the tension on this. And this is basically like your brake band. And this is a bobbin driven type of tensioning. So the bobbin is going to spin faster than your flyer. And this is better for spinning thicker yarn because it pulls it in really fast. So I have here some Corriedale Shetland blend, which takes a little bit less twist. So I thought maybe we would give it a try. I have not tried it yet after all of my struggles last night. Let's see if this works. And let's see if I can get this good again. I'm not a single treadler kind of girl yet. Oh, I already broke this. Fine. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see where the tail is. There it is. Well, that was just lucky. Super lucky. Better to be lucky. So we're going to give this a try again here. Let's see if I can do it. It does have such a hard pull on it. Come on, baby. Do it. Treadle. Ah. But I have this thing so loose that it's not even like doing anything. All right, so just a tiny bit of tension. Let's see what we get here. All right, so now I'm sort of getting the hang of this. You kind of have to drive down with your heel and push with your toe. And it just yanks it right on there, but really fast. So this is really good for spinning thicker. So this is like the best yarn I've spun on this so far. Let's do a plyback test and see what we get here. So all right, let's see what we got. So I definitely need a little work on my my treadling on this one. That is more of a treadle issue, but but you can see that you know, it's much better at spinning the thicker fiber. It looks like it actually does need a little bit more twist here. Let's see. Oh, see, now I'm getting the hang. Look at that right out of the gate. Let's see if I can do this better now. Oh my gosh, I figured it out. Right, you guys saw me figure it out. That's cool. I am going to spin some thick yarn on this and see how this goes. Okay, now I'm getting it. It's not, I don't have to go as fast now to stay smooth. Okay, let's see how this does. There we go. Haha, I figured it out. So there you go. So this is better at spinning thicker. So it just really depends on what you're looking for. And then this one, I'm not sure how it's going to spin, but I think it's going to spin very similarly to my Sonata. This is a Schacht or a Schacht wheel. This is a beauty. Really well-made wheel. This is an older version. I believe this one's probably from the 90s. They're double treadle nowadays, but this is a single treadle one, so it goes like this. But you can see the footman is broken, so I have to replace this whole part. But it's the same setup as my Minstrel, or as my Sonata, with the exception, which is you can set this up double drive. So I'm not sure, the owner had this set up for Scotch tension, which is right here. So that the Scotch tension comes over and there's this bar right here, and this is a tensioning device, and you just turn this and it's just like that thumb screw here. It's Scotch tension. This is the drive band, which I don't have on currently because I'm not going to use that drive band. I'm going to put a new drive band on here and do it at double drive, because why would I want a single drive wheel when it could be double drive? But if you wanted for some reason to set it up single drive, you can. So I think this wheel I'm going to use a lot too. I'm really looking forward to this wheel. So there you have it, all of the options. So finding the wheel that's right for you. Are you looking for double drive, single drive, double treadle, single treadle? How much space do you have? Are you a thin spinner? Are you a thick spinner? Are you a tall person? Are you a short person? I can tell you that for me personally, I'm a tall person and I like double treadle and I prefer double drive. Although I have this single drive that I use for plying and it's wonderful. So hopefully now you guys have all this information and you can go out and find some wheel that you think will work best for you, because now you know what to look for. I will see you guys next time. Until then, spin happy. You're such a good boy. You don't know if you want to stay for the video? Okay. You don't have to.